Hello, everybody.
Hi, this is White Sheep,
This is Hybrid.
and today we're breaking down some spoilers, not spoilers, but I guess
Easter eggs.
that kind of tease toward
The Marvel
whatever.
Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
Besides the
Iron
Man
Man
movie.
2. This is an Iron Man 2. And I guess we're gonna get started. So Stark Expo.
Well, first,
Okay.
sorry for delay. My computer's been acting up like crazy, and also that's another reason I didn't do any of my usual reviews over the weekend. That and I was in New York, so yeah, I was busy. But yeah, it's happening now, and I'll upload the one for Thor, I believe, maybe tomorrow or Thursday. But all you need to know really is that if you've been watching the Easter eggs I've been doing, they'll be out before the Avengers film comes out. As you know, me and White Sheep are gonna watch that as soon as we can. And again, this is the Easter eggs in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films that hint towards, or I guess, are Easter eggs to other Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Except for this one won't be doing any against Iron Man itself because, then the whole movie would be Easter egg pretty much.
Because a lot of these are fairly obvious.
Yeah, so to begin, you have, as you can see, I was watching this on iTunes, at 6 minutes and 5 seconds, the Stark Expo.
In Flushing, New York.
Yes, it was seen in Captain America. They had the Stark Expo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cap went to that. That's where he
actually
met Doctor.
Whenever we break down Captain America, I'll get more into it. But funny thing, there was a kind of callback to the original days of Marvel. At the Stark Expo, they refer to there's a right when they get there. I think they walk by this thing that's an android, and it's the original Human Torch.
Yes,
so
long forgotten.
I was like, original Human Torch. I think they don't call it the Human Torch. They call it I think on there it's just something about Dr. Phineas's android or something like that. Something to that effect. We'll break down that more in Captain America. But lots of history with Marvel. This new cinematic universe is paying some homage to Marvel's history. And next one,
we have just about 11 minutes actually. See hot chick with a interesting badge. Kind of possible Easter egg to Captain America.
I think that's just a federal marshal badge.
Well, yeah, but you have to admit it
does look like a shield.
It's very reminiscent to Captain America's iconic shield. So
we see you, America. Continue. All right, here this is Nick Fury. This is more for Nick Fury than anything. He's here.
Yeah, it's just really
his eye patch.
Nick Fury, but also Nick Fury says a few things, but really quickly before I say that, just want to say I'm trying to keep this in as much chronological order as I can, but I can't promise you anything. So yeah, but essentially, Nick Fury references the Southwest region, which is he says he has enough issues there, which is why should you want to say it?
Well, obviously it's in New Mexico is in the southwest region, which is where Thor took place. So
yes.
Yep.
So,
good stuff.
Thor.
Continuing on, Black Widow with the little wrist gun thing, which we didn't see much of in this movie.
Yeah, she didn't really use it.
She didn't use it. I hope she uses it more in the next movie because that's one of her iconic things.
As the blue glow in the Avengers, supposedly. But yeah, so more Nick Fury shield action, kind of connecting a lot of the films together.
Yep.
So not really much of an Easter egg, like White Sheep said earlier. It's really obvious.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is, obviously this was kind of the final push toward the Avengers. So
yeah, for the last few films, it's gonna be quite obvious they're kind of Easter eggs because these are when they really the last few movies, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America, is when they really want you to feel that these will eventually connect. So much more, how do you say, obvious, I guess.
Continuing on, this is actually a good one.
Yes, a reference to Captain America via the Cosmic Cube, and I guess in a way also to Thor, as at the end of Thor you have I don't want to say his name because I messed it up, but the doctor This
Or what?
it's like Starkgrad or I don't remember at the top of my head, but at the after credits, I believe, of Thor, Nick Fury
Selvig.
and everything. Yeah, Eric Selvig. He they kind of have him doing some work or going to do some work on the cube and whatnot. So
And
yeah,
as you can see here, it says
N cube.
I guess this
Or
called
A-cube,
a
whatever.
N cube something. I can't honestly read
I
the
think it's
same.
an A cube, like maybe like
I think it
referencing
says-
atomic energy, maybe.
Because then there's N down here. I think it's just like
yeah,
N is
possibly
like
N. Oh, look.
some kind of value for energy, maybe newtons. I'm not sure, but who knows? Then it's goes down to just lots of notes on it.
They call it the hypercube here. If you
The special care of it says it's in the special care of someone.
it says in the second paragraph, I think, the hypercube is
In the
the
special care
special
is the special
care
case,
slash
or maybe
case
it's in is the special
of
case.
the something
I think honestly they're just writing nonsense here.
potentially. We're not gonna really go into it that deep because first off, his handwriting can't really read it that much. But yeah, all you need to know
Consists of blah, blah,
potential
blah.
Easter
Continue.
egg. Then
Obviously Captain America shield.
yeah, they had this in the first Iron Man film. Kind of, it was much more hidden though.
Yeah.
But this is obviously much more in your face, like we said earlier. They will tend to be.
I'm not sure why it's completely like I
incomplete
don't know if it's
kind
in a stage of like being rebuilt or if it's being built for the first time. Because as you saw in Captain America: First Avenger, he actually did have the actual shield. I don't know if that's just like a prototype that got locked away somewhere. Also, I would like to take a moment to kind of like look at the stuff in the background, the Iron Man suits. Just really like, I mean, because I'm still kind of confused with what's going to happen with the Avengers, because there are several clips where you see he's not using what appears to be the Mark 6 power source.
Oh, yeah, he makes a new one.
We'll see some more about that, but you know, I know he makes a new suit. I'm just not sure why it's not the triangle power cell thing.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
Continuing,
Yes.
Agent Coulson.
Yes. You have Agent Coulson again, and
He mentions
he mentions going to New Mexico, and he calls it to
Or
like the
in-
land.
yeah, Stark says, "Oh, land of enchantment,
Yeah,
secret stuff."
He was like, he's being resigned to New Mexico. Obviously, a kind of nod to the Thor film, as you know, most likely Agent Coulson was in the Thor film, and they actually. Well, we'll get to that later, but all you need to know, Agent Coulson, what he says,
Yep.
references to Thor. And then,
The power cell.
yes,
Like I was saying, I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure whether there's going to be, because the suit looks pretty battered. I'm not sure if he's going to have to revert to an old suit for that final climactic 30-minute fight scene, or if something just happens and, you know, because Hybrid theorized that this could be some connection with just the color of the glow and the sound of the repulsor blasts versus
The Hydra
sound
soldiers.
of the sound of the Hydra soldiers' weapons. We'll see if Loki or someone somehow uses the cosmic cube to damage his suit somehow. I'm not sure if there is a connection there. Then maybe he just drained the power out of that power cell. I don't know what purpose that would serve in the movie, but whatever. Honestly, it's kind of one of those things where we'll just have to see. So,
yeah, like to be honest, my kind of look into this, I think this is a lot of possibly what in Captain America you saw happen when they supposedly made the cosmic cube. I think that might have been kind of like what this potentially is, and also I have an idea the new element he might have made might have just been vibranium, because if I remember correctly, vibranium absorbs energy supposedly to like a limitless extent. And I know this isn't really an MCU connection, but I just kind of wanted to see if anyone else might have agreed with me here. And to that degree, wasn't the energy that I guess his chest piece was emitting, burning up, I guess, the palladium. So to that degree, I guess the vibranium would be able to just continuously absorb the energy. And
we'll see. I mean, because
Who knows?
he might have just cast that I guess beam of atoms or electrons or particle, whatever kind of particle he was shooting through that super collider. He might have just been, I guess, casting it onto vibranium and using that to make some kind of new alloy. I'm not sure, because as far as I've seen in the comics, vibranium is just like a metal, like any other metal, with the exceptions being the qualities that it possesses. But I don't think it necessarily glows blue. But yeah, notice, just a shout out to my stepdad for noticing this. They never even named the element that he created.
So
I guess that's
it can
just
be anything.
It really could. I think that's just probably to avoid being called out by chemists. Because wait on a minute, like hold up, just that isn't an element. That's ridiculous. And then, because if you know anything about elements, really, the higher they get, the newer ones are all just they're all heavier and they die out. They just decay pretty quick. They're very unstable and they cannot be kept stable outside of laboratory conditions, and that's why we've only been able to. A lot of them aren't naturally occurring on Earth, and we've only been able to create them in laboratory exercises, and they kind of flicker out of existence fairly quickly. So, who knows? For right now, I'm just gonna call whatever that blue element is unobtainium. So,
all right. So next one, we actually have a few pictures of like the maps in the background, but the two obviously main Easter eggs, so to speak. The one right on the left side, SHIELD,
Strategic
which again,
Intervention,
up in your face.
Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
Now on the right side, if you didn't notice this is essentially the same news report that was seen in Thor, or not Thor, sorry, The Incredible Hulk. Why am I'm thinking about Thor so much right now? Because it's the next movie we have to Easter egg. But yeah, so you see, The Incredible Hulk there, and also if you look at the map below that.
There seems to be, I guess, different points on the map that are kept, like...
Well, yeah, but if you look at the circle, that potentially could be, like, Virginia, maybe? I don't know. But that's supposedly where the university was.
And also, if you look at these points right here that are in orange on the map, that might be where he moved from. Because as you saw in the Incredible Hulk movie, he had been on the run and he ended up in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, sure,
so,
Brazil.
That might just be some, like, thing kind of keeping tabs on him. Of course, the next clip, the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah. Again, up in your face.
Yep.
And then here, there's like the after credit scene, and it's Thor.
Thor's hammer. So.
Mjolnir. No. Oh, this is actually the after credit scene. I believe is actually a scene from Thor. So.
It wasn't exactly a scene from Thor.
Like this wasn't in it, but a lot of it was.
All right. Continuing on, just more stuff, little Easter thingies.
Captain America's comic.
There was a Captain America comic in the background when Tony was looking through his dad's stuff. And then noticing interesting things, there's more there's Stark Expo stuff on the ground there. And then there's a map of Antarctica off to the side.
Yes, there's a map of like different locations, it looks like. Then there's some, I guess, prototype arc reactor things, and
I guess if they were looking for Captain America, as Hybrid said to me yesterday, if they were looking for Captain America, who knows, they might have been looking at the Arctic. I don't know why that was there, honestly. But also, if you look up in this upper right hand corner of the arc reactor thing, there is what appears to be a cube right there. I don't know, who knows. What could it be? That might just be the way the paper looks.
Yes.
Continuing on.
Oh, also, periodic table.
Yep, also important in the scheme of the movie. Okay, the map. The map is really interesting, and that was one that a lot of fanboys caught on to real quick.
This is actually where Wakanda is.
Yep, that's that circle in Africa is supposed to be Wakanda. That's the home of the Black Panther and the native country of Storm.
And this is where, and the one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean is actually where Namor.
Yeah, Atlantis, at least in those.
The submariner.
Atlantis in the Marvel universe was there. Continuing on, we'll get another good shot of the map, or another overview, and you see two fairly close together in America on the west coast, and we think the one farthest west would just be Iron Man, and the one in the southwest would obviously be Thor, or the Hammer. Also, it appears to be in the north, like on the eastern seaboard somewhere. We originally kind of hypothesized that might have been where the campus was in the Incredible Hulk, but later we were like, maybe it's just New York, and maybe, maybe it's just New York, and maybe that's where Captain America was held at the end of the last movie. So maybe that's where that was. Also, there's one off the coast of Greenland, which, if you look at Captain America when he's going down, and we'll go into this more later, he goes over somewhere. He goes down over Greenland and in a frozen waste in the Arctic somewhere. So that I kind of caught on to that one. Also, if you look, you can see a little half circle thing or a little outline of a circle. That thing was actually blinking in the movie, and that's over Norway. And in the beginning of Thor, they referenced Norway as, I guess, of course, Norway was one of the Viking countries that believed in
Thor,
the Norse gods, also the country of my ancestors. But so I guess if they're using that to represent Asgard, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, like it's a known fact that Loki goes to Germany at some point in the movie. Yep. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's like a natural connection because they said there's other ways to get to, I guess, to different 9 realms than just the supposedly Rainbow Bridge. Even though I don't believe that was the real Rainbow Bridge, but we'll talk about that more in Thor. But yeah, that was
Yeah, it's much more conceivable to have them skipping down a giant rainbow from the sky.
Why not? Is that the guy can fly? Come on.
Yep.
But yeah.
Also, I'm more interested in how Loki gets back because he kind of fell through that black hole thing. So,
yes.
However, he survived that.
Those are Easter eggs and
from Iron Man, and I guess we'll get to Thor at some point in the next couple days.
Yes. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Adios.